Hey everyone, welcome to Tech Tip Tuesday. This is going to be a weekly series running now until the end of September where we're going to talk everything archery, from setting up your bow to the different hunting positions and styles that you may encounter in the woods. If you want to be entered to win a couple of the different prizes that we're going to offer at the end of this series, then you need to make sure that you like, you comment, and you subscribe to our channels. We're going to be giving a broadhead of your choice from VPA Archery, and we're going to be giving a set of bowstrings and cables custom from Joey's Bowstrings. Go over to Instagram and also follow Old Breed Outdoors, Joey's Bowstrings, and VPA Archery. Hey everyone, thank you for clicking on this first video in our Tech Tip Tuesday video series that we're doing out here. This first video is getting your bow set up. So you're gonna see our buddy Alan that came over and completely did our bows up with new sights, new strings, redid the rests, tying in the drop away rests, and then we shot paper tune and got them all dialed in and ready to go. You know, mounting a sight is pretty simple and easy. It's not really too difficult, and so what you're really gonna see in this video is Alan and myself discussing the benefits and the reason why you want to set your second and third axis once you mount the sight. Because mounting the sight is relatively simple, to where you just remove your old sight with a couple Allen screws, and then if you have an adjustable sight like this with a bar, you mount the mounting block, and then you can put your sight to wherever desired length you want. The farther out away from your riser the sight is, will increase your accuracy. And so you'll see a lot of the target shooters, you know, they'll have a sight that's way out, extended way past the riser. But the closer that you are to your riser, the less your pin gap is, so the tighter your pins will be. And it also will help you increase range if you are shooting a heavy setup like ourselves. So with the sight, with where I have it extended out to, I've shot out to 100 yards by dialing the sight, and did not have any issues with clearance. If I brought it back in, I might be able to extend that range out a little bit more, but I'm very comfortable with where it's at. And due to the big sight housing here, adjusting the peep for that. So if you do not have a chance to be able to adjust your peep and change the size of it out, then I suggest that you play with the adjustment on your sight on how far you push it away or bring it in, based on when you draw back, does that peep completely cover that circle on your sight housing, or is there a gap around it, or is it too tight? So if it's too tight, then you're going to want to bring in the sight housing. If it's too big of a gap, then you're going to want to push it out. Hope you enjoy the video, and this is only the first in our drops that we're going to do, so keep coming back and watching more of the videos, and comment on what else you would like to see. Hope you enjoy it, and thank you.
That bracket here, and they used to never give you this before. So the awesome part about it is now I have room to either move the sight that way or flip it over and move the sight back this way.
Oh, okay.
Right, so I can get the maximum amount of windage that I need.
And then, so that block just gives you extra windage, or is that your third axis?
No, so it's going to be your second axis.
That's your second.
But what it does is it pushes it over. So now closer to the riser, now I can get the sight, I can get my pins in line closer to that string.
Okay.
Without having, because I probably could have got it close, but it would have been pushed all the way into this block.
Oh, and then I would have no adjustment. You would have nothing
adjustment, yep.
Yeah. So that lets you maximize your adjustment.
Yep.
Because not all the bow risers are the same.
That's correct. That works out really good because of the new bridge lock systems and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know, so you can kind of move it around, whatever you want. And then because that housing's so big too, you gotta be careful with that, because if you bring it in too tight, it's going to be hitting against things. So by giving that extra room, you can actually move it around a little bit and not have those issues. This block is also, it's a windage. Find it right now, that should be nice. So I can show you the
Can
other.
it also rotate?
So if you open this up, no, it won't rotate. Okay. They got it kind of in a pear shape, but it's got little indents in there, so you can kind of move it. Mm-hmm. But also when it's loosened up and it's in one of those indents where you want it, you can also see a little red dot in there.
Juice.
You can
micro adjust.
Micro adjust it. Look at that. Oh man. I love it when that comes together.
So when you're doing that, you're watching the bubble in the sight,
Yep.
correct? And making sure that it stays centered.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just gonna tighten up your third axis because it's already set.
Oh, that's...
And that doesn't usually happen that way.
So that would be the lock, and then you'd probably adjust it.
So you got these. Well, you got these little screws.
They're like
so yeah.
push pins, right?
Well, it's a little set screw. Yeah. Typically, what I do is, to be 100% honest with you, is I'll take these little screws and I'll loosen them all the way up, and I'll move it to where I want. I'll lock that down, get it to where I want it, and then I set them again.
Okay.
You know, because it's like they're designed for a micro adjust setup.
Yeah.
But it doesn't usually work out that way. So.
Okay.
All right. So with that level, if you look at that bubble, I'll unlock this so I can turn it. I don't know if you can see that bubble. Still sitting between the lines. And then when I back it down in this direction, shooting uphill, still between the lines.
Sweet.
I shoot a lot of field archery, so I shoot a lot of.
Okay.
I shoot a lot of. We shoot 28 targets, and it's 4 arrows per target, and it's all different terrain. But it's a die. You're shooting at a die.
So is it like the NFA?
NFA field. Yep.
NFA field.
I shoot a lot of field. So setting my second and third axis is probably one of the most key things that most people lose so many points on. I finally shot with a guy that really kind of set me straight on that. He's like, dude, you can't do that. You gotta do it right. And because I was shooting really well at the time, and I was shooting like mid 40s, and I'm like, man, I'm shooting mid 50 type of scores.
Yeah.
And he's like, come over. He's like, I'll show you how I level and how I do it. And he had, so the level that we had in the shop, the HTM, that's the same exact level he was using. And I leveled it out, and next thing you know, all my scores were mid 50s, like where I thought they should have been.
Wow.
In the first place. Yeah, it made a huge difference. Oh man, like there's a IVO world.
Like I just couldn't set.
There's an IVO world. I tell everybody, like if I knew anything about third axis stuff, because back then a lot of the sites didn't even come with them.
Yeah.
High end sites. I mean, you pay $500 for a site, and they come with third axis.
Yeah.
And didn't know anything about that stuff. And one of the courses was we were shooting side angle the whole way down through there, and I shot a bunch of 8s through there. And the whole weekend I wasn't off more than a half a yard in my yardage judging and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And barely missed that top 10 final day type of thing. And the flat course that you didn't have to worry about that kind of stuff. You know, I shot one of the highest scores on that course that whole weekend. And I told everybody, I was like, if I knew anything about that third axis things, that I would have. It wouldn't even been close. Like I would have that coming down those side hills. Like it wouldn't even have been close.
I mean, got it right. Like you're shooting that uphill, downhill, and you're just outside that 10 ring.
Yeah.
But and you're shooting an 8, right? And you think about like in a bow hunting sense, like that's not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
You're just high lunging them, you know, or something like that. But why not set it perfect? You know, if you're gonna do it and you're gonna have it on your site, then do it.
Hey folks, thanks for watching this episode, the first episode in our Tech Tip Tuesday series, and hopefully you guys learned something. I mean, it's site install, it's not super crazy. Anybody can take an Allen wrench and take an old site off, put a new site on. However, the key to this whole thing is, and what we're trying to really show you here is, it's important to, one, understand second and third axis and why it's important, and two, that you should have somebody who understands how to do those things and has the tools to do it. You know, huge shout out to Alan for being come out and help us out with this and talk to us about the importance of all the things that goes into the site, getting a site installed, and it's not as simple as just putting the site on there. Those are key tips, I think, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the information and helps you as the season goes on. But again, thank you to Alan. If you're in the Northern Virginia, Eastern Virginia, Central Virginia area, look up Alan Frog Level Archers. He's on Facebook, Instagram, and he's got mobile tech services. He does youth archery and adult archery lessons as well. So check him out. The guy's awesome. Thanks for following along, and hopefully this helps you guys being more accurate, more confident, and more successful this year.